I decided to call my business that. Like, what do you teach? I teach postures, breath, and joy, because we need to move, we need to breathe, and we need to feel joy. No matter the times, we still have to find moments of joy. It's a rebellious act. It's important to still find moments of joy. And then when we find those moments, we can share those moments with others. Yes. And they just all go together. When we move our bodies, we breathe our bodies, there's more joy. When there's more joy, we feel like moving and breathing and being aware. It's such a good cycle. You might take a couple of exhales out of your mouth if you'd like, breathing in the nose and out of the mouth. I am sharing a quote today from Rainer Maria Rilke. And I heard it via Tara Brach, and I listen to Tara Brach all the time. She has a podcast, it's free, she's funny, and she's smart, and she has so much to offer. This quote she shared: "Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who are only waiting to see us act just once with beauty and courage. Perhaps everything that frightens us is, in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love." It's a lot to unpack there. You can just resonate with it. Let it float around. Perhaps all the dragons in our lives are princesses who only are waiting to see us act just once with beauty and courage. Perhaps everything that frightens us is, in its deepest essence, something helpless that wants our love. And then go listen to Tara Brach. You will like it, I think. You take a moment and notice how you're feeling in your body. If you feel very busy and still connected to your work and the rest of your day, maybe you can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. You can let your eyes close if you'd like, and connect to yourself in this way, where you feel your body inhaling and exhaling. And the mind wanders, that's what it does. And part of the practice is the awareness of that. Oh, I've wandered off, and I'm drawing my awareness back to focus on breath. Notice again if you've wandered off. Come back. Inhales, exhales. Allow your next few breaths to be really full in a way that feels good, but imagine you're like breathing in courage and beauty and magic and feel good and love, kindness, compassion. You're just breathing all of that into every cell, every part of your body. And when you exhale, you're just letting go of things that you don't need to lug around. Just, you don't even have to define them all. You can just be like, yep, letting go, letting go. When you inhale, goodness filling up all the way up and through and in, and then exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go. A couple more times like that. And bring your hands to touch in front of your heart. Grateful for the practice, for each person that showed up today. It takes a lot of courage to show up and have a practice. And to be committed to that day in and day out, we show up. And let's send some love, some compassion, some kindness out into the world from our hearts outward. And you can release your arms in a T, in a Shavasana, wherever they feel good, and then bend your knees. You're going to just feel your feet connected to your mat or whatever you're lying down on. And just lifting and lowering the toes, bringing awareness to your toes, lifting and lowering. I have one pinky toe that doesn't really like to lift up, so I try to give it some extra energy, like a cheerleader on the side. Come on, big little toe, you can do it. And you can let all the toes down now and just lift and lower your big toes. Very important, all the toes, the feet, so they do so much. The big toes, when you think about walking and pushing off, I mean, the big toe is so important. Keeping it mobile, flexible, strong. Big toes can stay down now, and then lift the other toes. Lifting and lowering. Big toes are staying put. And then all the toes down. And we're going to think about this. Nothing, maybe nothing will happen, but we'll think about it. We're going to think about lifting just the right big toe and lower. Think about lifting the right second toe. Mine's not really going anywhere, but I have a sense of it. Lower, and then right middle toe. Oh, my goodness. And down, and then fourth toe, the right one. Nobody's moving, but I'm thinking about it. And then just the right pinky toe. Can feel the foot trying to work. All right, let your right foot relax, and we'll go to the left foot. Big toe can lift and lower. Second toe on the left side. Ooh. Try not to clench your jaw, lift and lower. Then third toe on the left side. Fourth toe, try not to grip your fingers or your shoulders. And then left pinky toe. Okay, last part. Both feet will be active. We have the big toe and the pinky toes staying down, and we're trying to lift the middle three at the same time. Pinkies and big toes stay down, other toes try to lift. Intention counts. Lifting, holding, feel the action and aliveness in your arches. And release. We're going to use the toes now to scrunch like inchworms. Our feet will go away from our buttocks because we're scrunching the toes and moving the feet away from the buttocks toward the end of your mat, scrunching, inchworming away. Okay, now the funny ha-ha part is that we try to scrunch and come back. It's really a very awkward, strange move. It's okay. It's a reverse inchworm. And it will never make the cover of Yoga Journal, but isn't it fun? All right, when you come back, hug your right leg in and hold behind your thigh. You can keep your left leg bent, or you might straighten it out. And we'll straighten and bend the right leg a couple of times or several times. We're exploring. We explore with curiosity and kindness. Notice your low back. You can pin it down into the mat. You can also allow a natural curve as you do this movement with your right leg. Breathing in, breathing out. The next few, if you would like to try hands free, you can let your arms rest. Take a few without holding the leg. 2 more times. And then leg will stay up. You can hold the leg or not. Circle your right ankle. You'll see my leg is not straight. There's a bend. We're never forcing the leg straight. Switch direction with your circles. And let the foot rest and think about the whole leg making a few circles. The whole leg is moving around. Any size circle. And then you'll switch direction. Talking to the hip joint here. Maybe hearing some things. Then you can release, straighten out both legs, pausing and noticing right hip and knee, ankle and foot. And both knees bend, and you can hug in left leg, holding behind the thigh, deciding if you'd like to keep your right leg bent or straighten it out. And then left leg will go up to the sky, bending and straightening. Taking this nice calming pace. If you've been rushing all day, you can make it even slower. This side might feel completely different than the first side. Maybe you will release the arms and take a few, just moving the leg up and down. Next time the leg is up, you can hold it or not, and we'll circle ankle, foot. Switch direction. Allow the foot to rest and the whole leg can circle. Just doing a few in each direction, small or big or combo. Releasing both legs long, pausing here. If you'd like your arms in a T, just taking up space. We'll take a few more of those breaths where we are bringing in the goodness, and on the exhales, letting go, letting go, letting go. One more time, filling up, filling up, filling up. Exhale, letting go, letting go, letting go. Let's bring the arms by the sides and then let them float up and over. Wherever they go is perfect. They might go to the floor, they might go halfway, doesn't matter. This is shoulder flexion. So think about the shoulder joint. Palms facing one another is kind of how I like to do it. It feels like there's space for the shoulder to move in a nice way. You can try palms up or down. As you're doing this movement with the arms, notice your rib cage. If these lower ribs, if they're popping up toward the sky, maybe you lower the ribs and bring the upper back down, down, down. Last one, arms going up and then coming back down. Now we'll take the legs long. Right leg can go off the mat, left leg follows. So we're taking the side stretch, one of my faves. The pelvis stays grounded, but the legs have gone off to the right. We feel a stretch, maybe outer hip, maybe front of hip, could be anywhere truly. And then you'll decide. You might be happy right here with just the legs. Or you can add arms reaching up and over. You can also scoot asana. You can do some scooting with your upper body, your torso, so that you become a crescent moon shape. Torso the same way as the legs. You can hook the legs by stacking. You can let them be however they are. Just keep the pelvis grounded. So we have both buttocks on the ground. Taking these delightful, feel-good breaths into both sides of the body, the contracted side and the extended side. Slowly we come back, arms, torso, legs, pausing in this Shavasana shape before we take the second side. And just gathering information, noticing. And then left leg to the left and right leg follows. Pelvis down. Different side. How is this? Do we want to hook the leg? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe adding the arms, reaching up and over. Maybe taking the torso. It's a very interesting shimmy that you have to do to get the rib cage and the upper body to move. Keep noticing both sides of your pelvis, both buttocks down. And then the breath. It's so comfy and easily accessible to breathe into this open side. extended. But we also breathe into the contracted side, the side that feels scrunchy. And at the bottom of your exhale, begin to undo, unbuild with great care, coming back to center, undoing the legs, finding this shape of Shavasana again. Feel the support of the earth, your mat, and pause right here, breathing in, breathing out, aware of your body breathing. Bend your knees. Take your left leg on top for thread the needle or figure four stretch or back release pose or whatever you would like to call it. Here you can decide. Left leg is on top. You can keep your right foot grounded, or you might like to draw the legs in, holding your right thigh or your right shin. When you hold, just notice if your shoulders are gripping and crunchy and see if you can let them relax. And we did some hamstring work earlier, so if you want, you can take the right leg, reach it up toward the sky. If it feels better to keep it bent or on the ground, that's a great choice. Whichever shape you're in, and you're welcome to change it, you're going to squeeze the left buttocks and release. This is the left leg on top, squeeze and release. So we're contracting those muscles as they're stretching. It's an active stretch. Adding some kapow. One more time, contracting left buttock muscles and releasing. Let's let go of the first side and then right leg on top. Thread the needle. Left leg can stay down. Can draw the legs in, holding shin or thigh. Maybe left leg wants to go up to the sky. Notice that your head and your neck are supported Your shoulders, of course, become more active if you're holding the legs. The arms are working, but just notice if they're working too much. Wherever you are, right buttocks, squeeze and release. Contract and relax. Couple more times, just the right side. And release. Bring your feet down to the ground. You can take your legs all the way out. You can take your arms up and over, starfish. Favorite pose of 2022, starfish. What are you breathing in? And can you let go on the exhales, breathing out? Arms by your sides, bending your knees. Feel your feet on the ground. Think of all the toes. Remember, we met them all today. Toes down, heels down, feet connected. You're going to find both buttocks now. We're contracting and releasing. There's a little contraction strong in the glutes to lift your hips and then lower. Maybe you want to adjust your pillow. Taking a couple more like that, lifting hips and lowering. It's the strong muscles of the butt that help with this. It's called hip extension. We get out of the seated shape. And let's do one more. And when you come down, decide stillness and rest, or come up and hold. I didn't even tell you what to do with your arms, so just notice how they are. Mine happen to be face down, palms down. You might have yours in a different shape, totally groovy. One more breath. And we'll come down. Locate your cushion. We'll find supported bridge, lifting the pelvis again, and this time bringing the cushion underneath to support and feel good. You might slide your pillow out. Always noticing awareness of our bodies, the shapes. The neck here should feel long and spacious. Your cervical spine should be feeling happy. If your chin is way up toward the sky, your throat is ah, and your cervical spine is scrunchy, and lengthen. Lengthen the neck, and that may mean that you need your pillow underneath. From here, hug your right leg in. You can hold shin or thigh. And just like when we did it on the ground, you can keep left leg bent or you can straighten it out. You're going to find more stretch across the front of the left hip and thigh because we've elevated the pelvis. So notice if it feels too much, then you bend the left leg. Shoulders relax. Full breaths in and out. I'm going to suggest here that you bend the left leg for a moment. You can stay hugging the right leg in, or here you can explore half happy baby. The pelvis is elevated, so this can be helpful to reach the leg. I have very long arms, so I can reach my foot, but you can also hold ankle, shin, behind the knee, the thigh. You might not even hold. That's fine. Now, once you come into half happy baby, then if you want, you can explore straightening the left leg again. Quite exciting. Front of hip and thigh on the left side now, even a little more. We take 2 full breaths here. And we'll slide the left leg back, release the right leg. Pause, take a full breath in and out. Hug your left leg in, holding shin or thigh. Right leg can stay bent or slide out. Please, if you need to adjust your cushion, if you shift it on side one, make sure you take the time to get comfortable. Suggestion to bend your right leg, then find the left leg either hugging in or half happy baby, holding wherever you would like to hold. Maybe holding my big toe on this side. And then perhaps sliding the right leg back out. So you have the right leg. This is hip extension. This is when we're taking a giant step and this right leg would be behind us. And then the left hip in half happy baby or hugging in is in deep hip flexion, that closed position, like when we're sitting. So the body's navigating both at the same time. Breathe, breathe. And we'll slowly release. We're going to find a place to be still for a couple of moments. You can have both legs bent, both legs straight out. You can have your arms wherever they feel good. Shavasana, T shape, cactus, or all the way up and over. We notice the front body is very open and spacious here, but also just think about lengthening the back body. We're not in a back bend here. Just think about back side also feeling long. For the next whole minute, your awareness is on every breath. Bending your knees, bringing your arms down by your sides. Full breath here. And we come off the cushion, lifting, taking the support out, coming back down to the ground, maybe adding your pillow back in. You can pause here in Ardha Shavasana, half Shavasana. If it feels comfortable, you could also hug your knees into your chest, like an upside down child's pose. Your body will know which one it likes. Now I want to take a gentle twist now, but I'm going to give some choices. A gentle twist, we're going to go to the left first with the legs. So it could be feet down, legs drop to the left, arms rest wherever you would like. You can also hug the knees in and go to the left. The last choice is the shape we've been doing, Ardha Apanasana. So the left leg would go out, the right leg would come in, and then you would go to the left over to the pillow. And in fact, I want to add a second pillow. So when I come into the twist, I'm going to shift my pelvis and let this right leg rest on the cushion. Arms can be in a T or Shavasana shape. Twisting to the left, maybe taking your gaze to the right, any amount. And you may have an increased awareness on your breath now because we are twisting, we're in rotation. And we have to put a little more effort into the breath. And just one more full breath here, in and out. And slowly make your way back to center, not spending forever in the twist. Moving the prop or props to your second side. Maybe taking your legs to the right. You can do feet down, draw the knees in, or right leg out, left leg in, and then over to the cushions. And then I love to shift my pelvis. So I'm kind of on the right side, almost fetal-ish. Left leg is resting on the cushions. And you might take your gaze the opposite way of your legs. Notice the in-breath. Notice the out-breath. Two more breaths here. And slowly come out. Before you unfold into Shavasana, you can draw your knees in, maybe draw your head up toward your knees, and coming into this little seed, you might hold your feet and just scrunch your fingers and your toes and your face. And we're just in a little teeny tiny ball. And then on a nice exhale, you can unfold, stretch out, support your legs. Finding that Shavasana shape and letting go of any final wiggles. Letting yourself come to stillness. All the work we've done, all the magic happens in Shavasana. You may decide to stay and rest longer, or at this time, invite a deeper breath, filling up with all the goodness. And exhale, letting go. Wiggle your amazing toes and fingers. And maybe your whole body reaches out from center. You can radiate like the sunshine. And bend your knees and roll to one side into fetal pose. And pause here on your side body, starting new, the pose of new beginnings. We'll enter our evening from this place. We can come up to sit. Bring your hands to touch at heart center. Grateful for moving and breathing and sharing space with you. Hopefully bringing some joy into our bodies, our minds, and our souls. Thank you. Thank you for being here.